Nancy, can you hear me? You need to unmute your mic. And what happened is really actually say just over 3 months ago. And then what actually happened is just over 4 weeks ago, I then got made redundant at my job. And this is why I said this was really a blessing, because sometimes you really don't know what's around the corner in your life. You don't know what's about to happen. And I didn't know that was going to happen. I had no warning whatsoever. But luckily, I already started the opportunity out by Boomerang, started to grow my business. And now I'm at a point where even though I got made redundant just over 4 weeks ago, actually maybe even longer than that, I'm now making in a 4 week period double the amount that I'd actually making in my job. And so over the last 2 months, I've been making that. And so it's been absolutely phenomenal in terms of the journey of iBoomerang for myself, but not only myself, but many people that are in the organization are also able to profit and make extra income, which is really making a difference to them outside of their current job. But just to give you a bit of background about iBoomerang, before I go into that, I want to give you a quick sort of disclaimer here, because even though I've made this income, this was not guaranteed to me, and it's not guaranteed to anybody else that's on this call unless you actually put the work in. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This requires work for you to put in, but the work you do, you will be rewarded for the work. And that is something I can honestly say. I'm actually being rewarded for the work that I'm actually doing here. And for me, it's not even work anymore. And so it's just a pleasure to share what I've been blessed with here with the story of iBoomerang. But it's really what I've seen over the last many years here, in not only here in the industry of network marketing, which many of you would probably have already heard of, but what I've also seen is the world has been changing. For many of you on this call, and I know some of you are calling in from different places in the Caribbean, from Canada, from Nigeria. There's loads of people calling in from different countries and time zones. So this is why it's important to understand this, is that the world is changing. Technology is really interrupted the way business is being done in today's today's world, because there's a company called Uber, which many of you wouldn't know of on this call, and they have the most customers from a transport standpoint, even though they do not own one taxi. And then you have Airbnb. Airbnb provide more accommodation for any accommodation company in the world without actually owning any accommodation. And so you have many other retail outlets out there, like Amazon, that again they really don't own many of the products that they have. A lot of it is just put online by consumers. And so if you understand the way the world is going, we found that the CEO of this company, for me, was an absolute genius. He said, well, if the rest of the world is moving in one direction towards technology, well, why is the industry of direct sales and network marketing not evolved? And so this is why we found it was time for the industry to evolve. And so what we did here is we created a first-class consumer experience, a perpetual residual income builder. And so what that basically means is, and for short, we call it a PRIB. And what that basically means is, if you have ever searched anything online, and maybe on Google, and then you had a pop-up on Facebook or on your Instagram for the same thing you just searched online, and you're like, well, how is it possible that I'm seeing the same thing I just searched for, whether it be a holiday or a pair of shoes or something you want to buy, on my Facebook? And that's because of artificial intelligence and data analytics, where they're basically tracking what we search for online, and then keep showing it to us in different formats until we end up buying. And so this is what many companies are doing out there in the world, in the traditional world, but it just hadn't been done here in the direct sales industry. And so maybe you're thinking well, also from a data analytics standpoint, that when you go on Amazon, you're thinking, how did they deliver the products to me so quickly? And the reason being is because they already know what you want to buy, by using data analytics and looking at other things that you've bought used on the Amazon platform. And this is basically what we have here, guys. And so what this basically is we offer one product, and just like the platform of Amazon, anytime any other product is bought on our platform, you get paid for it. And this has never, ever been done before in this industry. And so as you can see here, the old model is that customers would normally pay more for, you probably heard of companies like Herbalife and New Skin, etc. We have a product that you have to buy at wholesale and then you sell it at retail. And many times the product is so expensive that you don't really have customers that can continue to come back to you to buy that product, because they also can get the same product online or from a local health store for a lot cheaper than they buy it from you. It's only because of the relationship that they have why they buy it from you, which doesn't really last that long. And so it's only really the strong recruiters that really made an income from this industry until now, where we created a new model of you only make money when customers save money. And if you really understand that concept, guys, it really, that's what kind of flipped the industry on its head, because before you would actually have to overprice a product to make an income, but now we actually underprice the product to make an income. And this is for things that people are already going to spend money on. And so you're probably thinking, well, how are we going to bring this vision to the world? And it really all starts with one of the most exciting industries in the entire world, and it's the industry of travel. So the industry of travel is an $8 trillion industry. It's $6 billion are spent a day in Asia. In Europe, it's $4.8 billion dollars are spent a day. And in United States, you have $2.8 billion that are spent every single day. To give you an idea of the magnitude of what a trillion looks like, if I was to give you, for the people on this line that like to shop, or like to spend money, right? If I was to give you $1 million a day, it would take you over 2,222 days to spend 1 trillion. But the travel industry is continued to increase. So over the next 5 years, that 8 trillion is going to turn into 16 trillion over the next 5 years. So this is how big the industry of travel is, and it's not going absolutely anywhere at all. But what most people didn't know is that the industry of travel is monopolized by two companies. As you can see here, on the left-hand side is Bookings Holding, on the right-hand side is Expedia Group. And what most people didn't know is many of these sites that you can see here, Booking.com, Kayak, Agoda, OpenTable, Priceplan, Priceline, all owned by Bookings Holding, but they are not actually travel agencies themselves. What they actually are is they're actually just marketing sites for the actual travel agency, which is Bookings Holdings. And so Bookings Holdings spend millions on the advertising through this site, these other marketing sites, so that we believe that we're getting a great deal, but they already know that they're making a profit no matter which site you book from. And so this is the genius thing but for Bookings Holding and Expedia Group, is that they know as consumers, we're always looking for deals. Remember, we're always looking to save money. And so they said, you know what? If we get the hotel room at say $200 and the customer it has to pay $1,000, we'll set as the average price, but we may drop it to $950 on one site and increase it to $1,050 on another site. We already know we're already gonna make over $750 profit no matter what happens. And so this is what the model that they've created, which allows us now to partner with an amazing company called Extreme Travel, who are one of the second best performing travel agencies over in the US there, and are world renowned now because they've been around for 19 years, who actually have the same deals at the wholesale price of Bookings Holdings and Expedia Group get, but they pass the savings on to you. And as you can see here, they've won multiple awards for being one of the best travel agencies in the world, and they're on a number of different. The director of this company is on a number of different boards for travel for the actual travel agency. Sorry, the travel industry. And so you can look up this company in your own time, but that is sort of the backbone of iBoomerang. But the amazing thing about iBoomerang, even though we're only 4 months old, we have a 19-year-old travel agency who's doing all the corporate side of things for us and taking care of the customer experience. And that's why we're so excited, because we are actually in pre-launch here with iBoomerang, and the official launch is actually not until the end of August, which is why it was so exciting. And And when I looked at the opportunity and the timing, I said I couldn't see anything better for me personally in terms of from a business point of view. But as you can see here, you have the iGo booking platform, which is a wholesale travel booking platform for you, which allows you to have your own travel engine, which actually has up to 70% off the retail prices that you would normally see online for using another travel agency. And you may think it will booking.com, for instance, which is a very popular one here in the UK. But again, you can share with some popular ones over there, whether it be in the Caribbean or the US. And I can show you some live examples of the price comparisons. But the way you actually earn your travel bonuses is by referring the travel to Extreme Travel. So the same way you've probably been on a holiday before and you had maybe friends or family that said to you, well, you look like you had an amazing time. What website did you go to book your holiday? And you go and tell them that website. They go and book their own holiday, maybe not to the same destination, but to another destination. But you never got paid for that. But with this, not only are you referring it and they're going to book a holiday, but they're going to use it because they're going to save money booking their holidays through this platform. And so this is why I found it was an absolutely phenomenal model here, because as you can see here, New York City 4.5-star hotel on Expedia was $339 per night. On our site was $178 per night, which meant you had a saving of $161 per night. That's absolutely phenomenal, guys, because if you look at over the course of a week, you're saving more than $1,000, right? And so then you also have here Paris, France, 4.5-star hotel on Travelocity is $440 per night. On our site was $130 per night, which means there's a saving of $310 per night. And so when you look at then some of the other deals here, we have the car rental. So this is New York City, a Chevrolet Cruze, $392 for the week. On our site was the same car for the same amount of time, was $171 cheaper on our platform. Then you have Punta Cana, which is a 4-star resort, which was on Hotels.com, $1,215 for the week. On our site was $503 cheaper for the same rooms and same resort, guys. And we also are the first travel booking site to actually give you the ability to pay with Bitcoin. But just to give you a couple of examples, I know there's many people from Barbados on this call. So I just want, and I know many people like to maybe go away for staying in a nice resort for the weekend. So I just want to give you some live examples here. So this is the member site that we have here. This is my one right here. And just want to go and give you some live examples here. So this is the 19th to the 21st of July. The Hilton Barbados Resort on Booking.com is $595 US for 2 people. But as you can see here on our site, for the same dates for 2 people is $439. And so that's a 22% saving. Some guys, the saving, a saving is a saving, but if you look at it, that's just 2 nights. But imagine if that was over the course of a week, how much you'd actually be saving on that one deal. Now, again, let's look at Miami. I know a lot of people from the Caribbean like to go to Miami. And so this, again, is another deal here. So if you look at the 16th to the 23rd of July, this is for 2 adults, the Sheraton Miami Airport Hotel. This is a 4-star resort, $1,613 on Booking.com. And again, I'll just bring it up here. The Sheraton Miami Airport Hotel is $1,297 on our site. And so that's just to give you a couple of examples, guys, but I can show you much more examples if you like on all the different things that we actually have here on the platform. But this is absolutely phenomenal. You know, the reason why, because the money that you save for your own personal holidays, I personally believe you could actually go and pay off more bills and more debts that you may have already by saving the money that you would have spent on going on your holidays, or maybe going to a resort for a weekend because you're over there in Barbados. So there's some live reservations here, guys. So just to give you an idea, we've actually taken just over, I believe here, just give me a second. Yeah, so we've actually taken just over 11,600 reservations in just 4 months of operating here as iBoomerang. But Extreme Travel have done billions of dollars in reservations themselves. But iBoomerang here, we've taken 11,600 bookings, and that was on Saturday. That was the number. But here is just some examples of the bookings that we have here. So the reservation itself, the first one on the left-hand side is $397.36. The reward credits that you get, so you actually get reward credits that you can actually use towards your future travel, or this may be for accommodation or for flights or for a cruise that we actually have on our platform. You can use it towards anything, but you get credits every time you actually use this platform. And the savings here was $848.45. And so it's incredible when you look at what we actually have here, because again, maybe even just for the flights that you can see on here. So all the different benefits that we have and all the different services, we have everything from hotels to rental cars to cruises. And then, as I said earlier, we also then have flights on the platform. Now, I'll be totally transparent. We really don't get a saving on the flights, but you get the reward credits that you can actually use towards flights. So you can actually end up paying half the amount for a flight because you have enough reward credits to cover one half. Or you may have enough reward credits that covers the whole flight, so you don't even have to pay for it, only because you've already been using the platform to travel yourself already. And so now you have the homes, which is like the Beverly Hills type homes, the $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 million homes. Then you have weeks, which you have the special deals for a week, which I'm going to show you some live examples of that a bit later. Then you have the marketplace. That's basically, it's like eBay, where you can bid for special deals in 1 week, where maybe $300, $400, $500, $600, and you want to bid $200 or $300. And if nobody else bids for that time, then you actually get it for that price. And so that is what we have here on the platform. And then also you have the additional lifestyle activity rewards and savings. So you have the shore excursions, the theme parks, you have the shopping rewards, and you also have the restaurant savings. Now that is absolutely phenomenal, guys, because the restaurant savings are live over in the US. I know that's live already, and that's going to be spreading across the world as and when we grow the business, and because we're growing so fast right now. But then you also have, most importantly, the price guarantee. So as you can see here on the bottom right hand corner, if you find a lower price online from another public website, we will give you as a member or as a customer 110% of the price difference in a price guarantee, because you found it lower on another site. And so just to give you an idea of the reason why it's called iBoomerang, and the question why they ask here is, do you boomerang, is because the concept was built all around giving out goodwill to people and having goodwill come back out to you, because when you throw a boomerang out, it comes back to you. And that's really what we found here, and why many people have already said yes to iBoomerang, and we're growing so fast. And in fact, we're the 10th fastest growing company. If you look on a website called Growjo, it tracks the fastest growing companies in the world, over 10,000 on there, and we're number 10 already in just 4 months. And so then just to show you the model here, you share 50% of the savings with friends and family. Customers enjoy 50% of the available savings, and then the other 50% goes to savings to you and into the compensation plan. But we have the exclusive rights to receiving the savings back in cash. Nobody else can do that, but there's also no limits to the earnings as well. And so just to give you an example here, on the left hand side is a TSA member site where there was 70% saving for this particular deal. This is a 4.5-star hotel in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. The cheapest price we could find it for online was $4,867. And that's doing a search through Expedia, through Booking.com, and all the other public websites out there, and finding the lowest price. And then we had a saving of $3,399. So we as members would pay $1,467 for the same exact hotel, the same rooms, the same amount of people, for the exact same time as well. And so that is incredible on its own, because the amount of money you save on that that might mean that you save extra money. That means you can go on extra holidays, or you can actually buy a house a little bit quicker. You can put down a deposit for a house a little bit quicker, or that may even mean that you can now go on holidays that you hadn't even thought about before because of the prices that we have here. And then you also have on the right-hand side is the member side. So remember we said if you share 50% of the savings with your friends and family, in this example, we have a 70% saving as a member. So the customer has a 35% saving because it's 50% of what we can actually save. And so in this example, the customer is saving just under $1,700. So the customer is paying $3,168.50. But it's absolutely free for the customer to use the service and platform. They don't pay for a thing, but they can have access to the savings. And so in this example, on the right hand side, you see the travel saving and ambassador. Customer here is the you as a member, you've shared it with a customer, they've saved $1,700, and then you actually have 50% that comes back to you in a travel bonus, and that's just under $850 there, as you can see in this example. Now, just to show you this is just a customer acquisition model. So if you were to just go out and over, say it takes you 10 weeks or 10 months to do, but you just go out and get 10 customers who are just taking an average trip, one trip a year, and the average saving is $600. And so that's a total of $6,000 in total, and 50% of the revenue comes back to you in a travel savings bonus, and that's now an extra $3,000 per year in income, and that is every single year, because once that customer saves once and they know that they've saved money against all the other websites they normally book through, they're going to continue to come back to that, and they're going to book the next year. And so every single time they book, you get a saving back and cash back. But this example here with just 10 customers, you're looking at an extra $3,000 a year. Then maybe you get 100 customers. Maybe you go out and say you want to be a bit more aggressive. Maybe you want to take 100 weeks to get 100 customers, and now you're actually now having an extra $30,000 per year. Think about what you could do with that in terms of for you. Maybe you could actually go on some better holidays. Maybe you could actually help some more people around you, family members and friends, or maybe that may mean that you can buy a second home where you can actually rent that out. I don't know what it may mean for you, but what could an extra $30,000 a year could actually do for you? Just think about that. And then you also have 1,000 customers. This is where you really see life-changing money, where you could potentially now fire your boss, and for many people, they have already fired their bosses. And for me, it's slightly different. I know I never have to go and get another job again because of the amount kind of income that I've already made, and continuing to make from this opportunity. But in this example here, this is really life-changing money. But this is for you to get 1,000 customers. But this is something I want you to notice, guys, that in this, I haven't spoken about selling, not once. I haven't spoken about recruiting, not once. And I haven't also spoken about chasing customers and asking them to buy a product that they know they can get cheaper somewhere else. I have not spoken about those three things, not once. And but these are the incomes that are on the table. And if you've been in this industry before, you may know that to make that kind of income, you had to have a team that you'd built. You had to have a team. But this is completely different, guys. This has never been done before in this industry. And we are actually here in pre-launch. So maybe here now you have the team builder model, and so this is just conservative. Say you have 50 team members, because you just say you introduce two, who introduced two, who maybe introduced five, and that person introduced five, and now you got to 50, and they also go out and get their 10 customers. So now you got an extra 500 customers in your organization who are taking one trip a year, average saving of $600, and you get a customer override of 10% of what the customer volume is here, which is $575. So that now means that you're now making an extra $20,000, just over $20,000 per year, and that is not including what you're already making on your customers. And so this is phenomenal, guys, because imagine now these 50 team members leave, because this is what happens in the industry of direct sales and network marketing, and your income normally goes backwards. But within this example, if their team members leave, all 500 customers now become your direct customer. And so instead of earning 10% override, now earning 50% override on the same customers. And this has never been done before. And so Now let's look here at maybe a more moderate model for some of you on this call that may have actually been in the industry and built teams of over 250. If you haven't, no problem. We can show you how to do that. And as you can see here, that now equates to 10 customers for all 250, 2,500 customers, and you're now looking at extra 100, over 100,000 in income per year. And then you have the really life changer model, money again here with maybe a bit more aggressive, and you have 1,000 team members that have 10 customers, and now you're looking at over 400,000 extra per year. But then there's also another way, a couple of other ways to get paid. You have the direct sale bonus. This is when people take out a different package when they get started, and then you also have the dual team bonus. And the dual team is very exciting because for many people, they may have never built teams before, but with the dual team, you can actually have half your team built for you if you understand the dual team and the way of getting paid. So this is where I'm going to spend some time on this, because depending on where you get yourself positioned, for the calls that I do tomorrow and the day after and the day after, and the same for Nancy, there are people that during the day after will potentially fall underneath you in the dual team because you got started a little bit earlier. And so I will go back over that in a bit more detail for those of you that want to understand that about the timing and positioning. But just going to go through here how to get started with this particular opportunity. This is standby, is $50. This is basically covers your website, and this gives you a customer website. It gives you 5 boomerangs to send out, 25% on the referral commissions, an interactive presentation that goes through absolutely everything in terms of the presentation I'm doing today. But it's interactive. You send a link to someone, they can pick if they want to just see that the savings that are available as a customer, how to do the team building, what kind of income is available, and also the customer acquisition. And also they can pick different locations in the world, and they want to see, and they can see what kind of savings are available. But with that, you also have your own online management system, but then you also pick a package to get started. And so this is really where you can really start making an income from this particular opportunity. You have the 3 different packages. You have the coach class that basically has the iGo platform, which gives you hotels, flights, and rental cars all in there, which you have access to yourself. You get 10 boomerangs that you start with, and 50% of the travel saving bonuses that is available on if a customer takes out a hotel, rental car, cruise. And so basically what that means is instead of 50%, which you'd normally get, you would actually then get 25% of the cashback that is available to you instead of 50. So that's important for you guys to know. And that's a $250 one-time fee. Then you also have the business class, which has everything that's in the coach class, but also then has the cruises as well that you personally have access to. And that's up to 70% off the cruises, guys. So if you like to go on cruises, you want to make sure you're at least a business class. And then you also have 25 boomerangs which you can send out. And the boomerangs are basically unique codes which you send to a customer. Once they activate that code, that customer is now your customer for life. And that has never been done before. And so then you also have that, which is a $500 one-time fee, or you have the first class, which has absolutely everything on the platform available to you, but that has 50 boomerangs, which also is $1,000 one-time fee. And then you have either 10, 12, or 20% in the dual team in terms of commissions. But just to give you, just so you all know, there is also a monthly subscription that you pay in terms of the fees. So if you start on the coach class, it's $49.95 that you pay on a monthly basis to maintain your site and all your customer sites, and basically have the Prib working for you and doing the following up with the customers, capturing their data, and then offering other products and services to them, which is coming, but also using artificial intelligence to actually offer it to them when they're actually searching for it online. If you understand how important the Prib is to this, it's never been done before. And I'm going to give you a bit of an overview what the Prib basically does a bit later. But I'm just going to give you just a quick example of what we have here in the weeks, just so you can see what we have available to us in terms of on the first class package. And so this is why I'm on the first class package myself. So this is basically going to just show you here, if we look at any of these sort of destinations, but I know Mexico is a very beautiful city, a beautiful country to go to. So let's just have here maybe let's go to the Dominican Republic. Because we're over in the Caribbean, let's go to the Dominican Republic. And I'm going to put here the 7th of July, bearing in mind that's quite soon. So for a lot of people, if you go on most websites, you're going to have very expensive prices. But here, if you go on our site for all inclusive for 2 people, 4.5-star resort is $430. 4.5-star resort, all inclusive, $430. And so this is what we call the behind the curtain pricing, which is where we get at the wholesale cost, the cheapest price possible. And you can now go on an amazing trips around the world. And this is on the week section, guys. But just to sort of wrap this up, guys, there's really 3 types of people in the world, right? And so there's you and 3 types of people when they look at this opportunity is maybe you're number one, you're ready to you're ready to actually start saving on your holidays, but you're not ready for the opportunity right now. It's not the right time for you. But maybe you're then number 2, like I was, and you have some questions, but you see an opportunity. And if you get those questions answered, you're ready to get started. Very much like myself, I had a few questions, but I got those questions answered quickly, and I got started very quickly, and that's why I'm in the position I'm in today. And then you maybe you're number 1, and you're just like, I see this opportunity. I want to save money on my own holidays, and I know a lot of people that travel, and so I want to save money on their holidays as well. And you're ready to get started. All you need to do is get back to the person that invited you to this call. I believe it will be Nancy, and let her know if you're 1, 2, or 3. But this just to give you a little bit of a shock to the system here. We are actually not a travel company. And for those of you that are thinking, well, what is this guy talking about? All I've just seen about is travel. Well, the owner of the company, he said, well, what if I could bring the Uber model to the travel industry? And instead of the customers just coming to us just for travel, imagine if now, just like Uber got a huge customer base from the taxi side of things, we get a huge customer base from the travel side of things. And then we can go to cinema companies and say, either you, Mr. Cinema Company, or you, Mr. Cinema Company, give us a great deal. And whoever gives us the best deal will then offer your cinema on our platform to our customers when they actually want to go to the cinema. And the only way we're going to do that is if you give us a discount that is big enough that we can give a discount to the customer and give cash back to the member who introduced that customer for the travel. And so if you understand that, guys, absolutely incredible. This is the PRIB that I was speaking about, because we're going to do that for cinemas, we're doing that for petrol, we're doing it for restaurants, and we're doing it for jewelry, we're doing it for health and beauty products, we're doing it for everything that you can think about out there where they'll give us a discount because we bring a large customer base to them. And so this has never been done before, and this is why people are going to see life-changing incomes from just customers alone, because we're going to be, this is the perpetual residual income builder I spoke about, offering other products and services, and customers are going to continue to buy from our platform every single day almost, based on what they actually want, because they're going to get a notification when they've just searched for something. And so when you understand that, you understand that you don't want to waste time with this, guys. Honestly, you do not want to waste time, because we are really launching the Caribbean and the US right now, and we're in pre-launch. The official launch of the company, as I said, is in the end of August. But this will be bigger than Uber. This will be bigger than Uber if you understand the model we have and the leadership we have behind the company. And so it's been an absolute pleasure to share my story and to share the story of iBoomerang today on this call. What I'd recommend is you to get back to Nancy as quick as possible and let her know whether you're number 1, number 2, or number 3. Because remember, as I said on the dual team, positioning is important, because the people that we show the opportunity after today, those people get started, will possibly go below you, and you'll earn from them rather than them earning from you because you started in a week's time or 2 weeks down the line. So it's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Rowan Bond. If you're going to just get started as a customer, I'll see you on the beaches of the world. If you're getting started and joining our amazing team of the Dream Team, then I welcome you to the team. All I want to wish you is God bless, and good evening and good night to everyone on the call. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.